Dude, I'm sorry. I am very picky with games. I am someone who needs a lot of good reasons to buy a game, especially considering how expensive games are. And especially considering I spent $90 on this one. Now, I wouldn't have spent $90 if I wasn't gonna get basically a $60 skin inside of Nikke for free, essentially. I mean, technically, buying the $90 version was like, I got a $60 skin, on top of it, a $70-ish game, and then like $20 to $30 worth of DLC. It was more than worth purchasing for the $90, which I often don't buy games for. And yes, Stellar Blade, lots of controversy. The Booba simulator is good. Now, let me just tell you why I like this game, okay? Beyond great, and why you should get it. See, this is not just a review. This is a plea to try out the game, because I guarantee you, if you are into things like Dark Souls or God of War, or games that kind of play similar due to combat style, you're going to probably like this game. It's like all of those games, except your character is like hot. So it should work. Combat is amazing. I actually really love this game for its combat. I think it's extremely satisfying. I think killing robots is satisfying. I think killing freaking beasts are satisfying. Your actual hits on monsters actually like feel like they actually have an impact. It doesn't feel like you're just swinging at a monster or an alien creature or whatever it might be, and you're just randomly taking off random limbs that you probably haven't hit the entire fight. No, when you cut in half or swing towards the midsection of a beast or whatever it might be as your final hit, that is where they die. They will legit be cut in half. I even was playing against a boss. My character did like a really high kick into the guy's face. This is just a normal move that's in the game, nothing particular. And the boss actually reacted like it just got hit in the face. It could have just been the way the boss reacts and flinches, but this game feels interactive. It feels like the combat is actually doing the right thing. A lot of games, they just progressively take damage over time in the most random spots. This game feels like it's engineered to really do damage in the spots you actually hit. Besides the combat style being beyond also very satisfying, then something that's also oddly very satisfying too is actually the system where you collect things. Dude, I don't know how many times I would pick up soda bottles around the freaking world and I was like, these don't get boring. They just don't. They're just fun to pick up. It's like a random animation. Actually, I think it's only like 2 different animations. There's like the regular soda bottles that you picked up, and then there's the stellar beers or whatever. And they're just fun. They're just fun. It's like when you find one, you're like, ooh, I get to do a fun little animation. And you're like, you're excited for it, and it just feels interesting. It feels fun to collect these, which a lot of games should probably figure out, because man, there's games that have collectibles, and it's just not fun. It doesn't even feel rewarding. This game feels rewarding when you go out of your way to collect things. And on top of that, the chests that you find around the world, those feel satisfying. It reminds me of God of War. Dude, in God of War, it felt so satisfying to just pop open a chest. It just really did. And this game, for some reason, does the same exact thing. It just feels good to open the chest. Multiple chests. It's beyond satisfying. It's like smoking a fat pack of heroin. It's just really freaking good. Speaking of beyond satisfying, dude, why don't more games do this? The freaking soundtrack. I have played so many games, and a lot of games where you're going around and you're traveling and traversing different environments, and man, the soundtrack just does not fit the game, and it's just not even good. I don't know what Shift Up does, but both for Nikke and this game, Stellar Blade, is just why they make their music so peak. By the way, I recommend you, for your home camps that you actually collect around the map and you set up, put Just Fine as your song or your camps. You will not regret it. It's satisfying. Where is my heroin? Not only that, I actually commented and asked the creator of the person who made the song for the home camps, why the heck is the song not on Spotify? And she just liked my comment and didn't respond to me. So wherever you are, if you are seeing this somehow, please put the song on your Spotify. Now, I would say the pros of this game, very, very, very smooth fighting. It doesn't feel very clunky. There are a few exceptions, which I will go into when I talk about the cons, but overall, the pros are that the combat very much feels smooth. Combos feel good. There are plenty of different combos to do. Your abilities, your beta abilities, they also are very good as well. They feel really, really, really good when you're just going up against a boss and all of a sudden you just pull out your sword. You got freaking electricity blasting everywhere and you just pierce that dude right through the freaking stomach. It's just, it's that good. The follow-ups and the combos, especially with the beta abilities, super, super, super good. But not only does the fighting look good, you also yourself want to look good. And let's be honest, you do look pretty good. This game, it just does not have a lack of it. Matter of fact, there are almost 100 different outfits that you can choose from, and I don't even think that's including the New Game Plus color variants of the outfit. See, every outfit that you unlock in the game basically has a color variant, which means it's the same exact outfit, but in a different color pattern. Well, if you get the same outfit through another playthrough, because this game is clearly made to be played multiple times, if you earn that outfit again in your second playthrough, you actually get a different color variant of the actual skin. I think that's pretty awesome. It keeps people playing the game over and over and over. The funny thing is that you have very limited hairstyles in the game. There's like very few, and there's only about 4 different colors per hairstyle that are presetted for that hairstyle. So there actually isn't too much to do with hair, unfortunately. I wish there was a little bit more. The funny thing though is you have to actually do a side mission to unlock the ability to do hairstyles, but from the very beginning of the game, for some reason, you have to go into your settings if you want to change the ponytail length. I like to think that there were just people at the studio complaining about the hair being too long and were like, nah, this doesn't look good in the character. So instead of just adding it as a option later in the game to customize, they're like, nah, we're gonna add this in the settings. Like it must have really just irritated someone at the studio that much to be like, yeah, I just either don't like ponytails or I want a shorter one. Because I will say the ponytail that this chick has, that's long. That's a lot of hair. I also think that the game is also perfect for those who are beginner friendly to the space of, let's say, Dark Souls type games. I know for a lot of people, Elden Ring and Dark Souls can be a little bit difficult, and for obvious reasons, the combat can sometimes be a little bit unforgiving. This game, the combat isn't as difficult, and it's a lot easier to parry and to dodge things. It reminds me more of like God of War, but I also think there is the great equalizer: guns. Your drone in the actual game doubles as an actual firearm, which, by the way, doesn't just shoot shotgun shells. It shoots buckshot and also slugs. It also has access to shoot a Kamehameha beam.
Hello there.
That's awesome. And also, somehow you can shoot missiles. So if for some reason you're having a hard time during a fight and you want to cheese it a little bit, you have access to basically a firearm that has about like 4 to 5 different ammunition types and like half of Israel's like missile supply. But you know what? I don't have to sit here and tell you all the pros on why it's good, even though I've put a pretty reasonable amount of time into this game. The main point of why it's good is because journalists don't think it's good. For obvious reasons that I'm not going to go into, because I don't like to talk politics, because at the end of the day, it's not fun. Journalists do not like this game. And I think it might be because they're scared of attractive women. I also think that they're scared of this game being good. And actually, the funny thing, I went to go look at an article that was talking about how they didn't feel like they really liked the game, and they're going back to another game because Stellar Blade wouldn't hold their interest. I went to read through the article because I wanted to hear this person's opinion, and their argument was that they didn't like it after only playing the beginning part of the game. They went up only to the point of where the beta ends. There's a free beta that you can use to play the game so that you can see if you're interested in it, which only covers a very small part of the beginning of the actual game. That's all they played, which might have been maybe a few hours at most. And that was their deciding factor. Oh, I played the very beginning part of the game that had only the beta basically available, and I don't like the entire game now. You don't even unlock like most most of the abilities and features until you get to Zion. This is just why I just cannot stand journalists giving their opinions on things when the reason they don't like it is because it doesn't align with their politics. You need to play the game more than just the beginning phase of the game to actually enjoy it. You should not be a game journalist giving your opinion or review on a game if you won't even get past the beta phase. Now, that doesn't mean this game is free from cons. I actually do have a few cons. First of all, I talked about clunky combat. For the most part, not a problem. For some reason, though, it does sometimes feel clunky when fighting bosses. For some reason, I feel as if the bosses come off as sometimes clunky in this combat system. Don't know why, it just feels that way. I feel like I'm sometimes too far away from the bosses. When the bosses do big moves, they like kind of like poke out of the camera view, and sometimes that makes it hard to actually parry or dodge certain attacks. The movement sometimes feels a little bit awkward. I feel like that could have been fixed with a longer dash animation. I feel like if you were to jolt forward, backwards, or anywhere a little bit further, that would solve the problem for the most part. Besides that, I would say, you know, the story, it's kind of mid. They even admitted that the story wasn't very strong. It wasn't very fantastic. And Stellar Blade is not Stellar Blade, but Shift Up is known for writing pretty good stories, and they know that they didn't do a good job with this. I mean, Nikke, for gosh sakes, has a better story. And so I would say because of that, you know, they could have done better. It's also a little bit shorter, but the whole reason I'm not going to complain about a shorter story is because there's lots of things you can do for replayability. Besides that, it's definitely more than just a Guna game. Trust me, that is a part of it. It's beautiful. It has beautiful graphics. It looks good. It feels good. This is a game I would 100% recommend, and you need to buy it. If you don't, I might show up to your house. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys will enjoy this game. And I'm getting lots of calls, so I gotta go. So anyways, I will see you guys later. And if you want to see more Stellar Blade content, let me know.